Hello and welcome to our latest edition of West Coast XC. I am your host, Ken Martinez. If you're watching us on YouTube, please click on the subscribe button. That would be super helpful for us. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please click on the follow button. Thank you so much. In today's episode, we'll look back at the University of Washington preview held at the Dempsey Indoor facility at the University of Washington, and also preview the Spokane High School Invitational that will take place upcoming weekend at the Podium in Spokane, Washington. Now, this past weekend, I went to the University of Washington to go inside their Dempsey facility to take pictures for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. If you are interested in photos for free, you can go to our website at westcoastxc.com. And you can download those photos for free. If you post them on Instagram, if you wouldn't mind tagging us, letting other people know that you got your photos from us, that would be awesome. Appreciate that. You know, every time I go to the Dempsey, I just get wowed by the athletic abilities of all these fantastic runners. So many amazing things happen. The meet was on January 16th and the 17th. That seems kind of early in the season for somebody like me, and I was just amazed how fast people can run that early in the season. It was incredible. When I was looking at the heat sheets before the meet started, the name that popped out to me was Cam Myers of Australia. He is this teenage phenom from Australia. He has set all kinds of records for 16 and 17-year-olds. He has the under 20 mile record for indoor and outdoor. I think he's done like 3:47 in the mile. He turns 20 in June, so he's still under 20. And when I saw him on the entry list, I thought, have I ever seen him race before? And I kind of looked through his biography, and I saw him race once before at Prefontaine, but he was with all these other amazing athletes. I just didn't remember that, but this was the first time that I could really focus on him. And he was amazing. He ran 3:49.81, which was a facility record, a meet record too. The first person ever to break 3:50 in the mile at the Dempsey Indoor facility. He also ran the fastest time ever run by a person in the month of January, 3:49. And he won by almost by 5 seconds over the second place finisher. He was super impressive. The first college finisher was Ruben Reyna Jr. of Washington. He finished fourth, and he ran 3:55.26. And one of the things that really makes the Dempsey fun is the fact that athletes will come across the line and break the 4-minute barrier for the first time. And to see the reaction of their face is really great to see through the lens. And one person I noticed was Jonas Price of University of Portland. He had an excited look on his face, and he broke the 4-minute barrier for the first time. He ran 3:57.00. He broke it by quite a bit. Jonas is a product of Eisenhower High School in Yakima, Washington, a local product. So congratulations to Jonas. It was an amazing mile. The other impressive person that was on the heat sheets was Maggie Congdon, and she had run for NAU, had done really well. Had qualified for the World Championship last year in the 800. She now runs for Nike Swoosh Track Club, and she set 2 meet records within 2 hours. She ran the mile at 4:27.77. Then 2 hours later ran the 800 at 2:93. In the mile, Mia Cochran was the first collegiate runner of Washington. She ran 4:30.98, and Maya Bachelor of Oregon State was the top collegian, running 2:08.48 in the 800. Another showcase event was the 1,000 meters women's race, because it had Juliet Whitaker of Stanford running against Chloe Forrester, 2 amazing runners that have done incredibly well at the NCAA level. For instance, Juliet Whitaker made the Olympic team in 2024 and made the finals at Paris. And Chloe Forrester has been an All-American at Washington, running very fast times. And she is a local product from Jesuit High School here in Portland. So I've been taking pictures of her for a really long time. And they ran 2 of the 3 fastest 1,000 meter times in collegiate history. Juliet barely won against Chloe. Juliet ran 2:37.54 to Chloe's 2:37.79. Very close race. The other 1,000 meter race to talk about is Tyler Billiard of Washington. He set a facility and meet record with a time of 2:17.96. That is also the fourth fastest collegiate all time for that distance of 1,000 meters. Now, in the 3,000, Madeline Ebergen of Victoria ran the fastest time. She ran 9:08.90. We also should make a note that in a previous heat, a high school athlete, Abigail Hennessy of Westford Academy in Massachusetts, ran a high school best time of 9:15.79. That's pretty close to breaking like 10 minutes in the 2 mile. It probably does convert, so that's very fast. Hennessy finished fifth at the Brooks Cross Country National Championship in San Diego back in December, and she will be attending the University of Washington next fall. So she got a chance to get the feel for the Dempsey and the environment there at the University of Washington. Also, and something else in the 3,000 was this amazing finish in the men's 3,000. Washington State's Evans Karui had a big-time lead. I went to, I believe it was the 10,000 at Stanford. He did the same thing. In the middle of the race, he just took off and won it by a lot. He kind of did the same thing in the 3,000. He took off in the middle of the race and had this massive lead. But in the last lap, I started to notice that Evan Jenkins of Washington and Leo Young of Stanford were closing the gap on Evans Karui. And that's what happens. Evan Jenkins finishes first with a time of 7:51.42 to Karui's 7:51.44. That's incredibly close, right? 2/100ths of a second. It was just an amazing last lap. Leo Young finishes third. Also of note, the previous day on Friday, a high school runner named Ryder White of Crater ran 8:39.64 in the 3,000. What makes it even more incredible is that Ryder White is a high school freshman. So very fast time for high school freshman. And the Crater machine continues on despite graduation of athletes every year. So really fun event, and looking forward to coming back in 2 weeks. This weekend, I'm headed to Spokane, Washington to take pictures inside the Podium, the indoor facility there for the Spokane High School Invitational. The Podium has a 200-meter hydraulic banked track. It's one of the few of these tracks in the West Coast, in the Western United States for that matter. And it's been only open for a few years. My first track meet I ever took pictures for West Coast XC back in 2022. Their first season of being open was this meet, the High School Invitational in Spokane. So it has a soft spot in my heart. It's my first track event that I went to, and looking forward to being back there to take pictures on Saturday and on Sunday. The athletes to watch are in the girls 3,000 is Sloan Dixon of Linden. She is an accomplished runner who won the 2A Washington State Cross Country Championship back in November. And then the following week went to Spokane and ran NXR and made it to NXN, and she qualified to run an NXN. Dixon will be back at the podium many times in the next few years, as she will then compete for Gonzaga, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, as she gets committed to Gonzaga. Other athletes to look for is Avery Meyer, who's had a great career at West Salem, along with Banks Molly Schoolmeester, a freshman who had an outstanding freshman season for Banks. In the boys' race, Wyatt Morgenstern of the powerful Coeur d'Alene High School team is going to go across the state lines there, not very far from Coeur d'Alene to Spokane, to run in the 3,000. And then we'll have a quartet of Jesuit runners. Jesuit of Portland has been to NXN for the last 2 years, and it's thanks to a lot of these athletes, including Liam Donnelly, Jackson Welsh, Braden Fletcher, and Brady Lukasiewicz, will all be entered in the 3,000. In the girls 800, Oregon commit Annabelle Carr of Coeur d'Alene Charter High School is entered in the 800. Sloan Dixon of Linden, we just talked about, in the 3,000 is also in the race. And an Eleanor Wyatt of Westland is entered in the girls 800. Finley Hartshorn of Bear Creek is running in the boys 800. He has a personal best of 152.85. He ran that last May in the Washington State meet. That's a pretty good time. And to show his fitness, 2 weeks ago at the Spokane High School preview, he ran 153.81 just 2 weeks ago. Jackson Welsh of Jesuit is also entered in the 800. And Reed Bartholomew of Gallatin High School is coming in with Gallatin High School's in Montana is coming in with a best of 154.04. So that should be super competitive. In the mile race, which will conclude some of the distance racing on Sunday, Latham West of Bonnie Lake is in the Invitational Mile. Latham West has had a great career at Bonnie Lake. She finished third at the Washington Cross Country 4A race last fall. Avery Meyer of West Salem is also entered in the mile. She finished fourth in the 6A Oregon Cross Country Championships. And Eleanor White of Westland is also in the race, and she finished seventh in the same race that Avery was in, the 6A OSAA state meet out in Eugene. And she's entered in the mile. In the boys' mile, Owen Thiel of Glacier High School in Montana is entered, and he's run a PR of 4:13.60 in the 1600. Ronan Gansos of Oregon Episcopal ran a mile last spring at 4:13.37. And Carson Berge of Thurston down in Eugene, Oregon, Thurston, has a personal best of 3:55.66 in the 1500, which translates to a pretty close to being around a 4:13 mile, 4:14 mile. So it should be a super competitive race with other athletes also in the Invitational Mile. So again, I'm looking forward to taking pictures of the meet and then posting them on our website at westcoastxe.com and hope to see you guys there. I'll bring my stickers and be ready to take pictures on Saturday and Sunday at the Spokane High School Invitational at the Podium. And remember that the West Coast is the best coast. See you next time.